Welcome back to Melody Guitar Book 2. This book focuses on learning how to read and play melodies in standard music notation. You can watch all these videos for free, but it's going to be a lot easier to learn if you have your own copy of Melody Guitar 2 that you can read from and write in, plus you'll be supporting a fellow musician. So I'll leave a link for that in the description. We're on page 11 and we have 2 more eighth note melodies to learn. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, play. Number 24 at the top of page 11 is in 3/4 time. Always make sure you look through your music for the time signature at the beginning, and for repeats, there are no repeats, but we do have a 3/4 time signature, 3 beats per measure. Starts off on an A, an E, and an A. It's always a little awkward to play when you have 2 notes that are on the same fret but on different strings. The way we can handle this is to play your A, if you want to, with 3rd finger, and your E with 2nd finger. Or you could just mash down both notes with your 2nd finger. Either way is good. Anyway, we have the A, E, A at the beginning, then B, G, and then we have our first 8th notes. So that second measure is going to be counted 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, when you're playing these melodies by yourself, make sure you get used to counting through the long notes. It may seem a little boring when you're playing on your own, just holding a note for that long, but being able to count through the long notes will help a lot when you start playing with other people. Moving on, the last measure of the first line, our rhythm on an E is 1 and 2, 3, or down, up, down, down. Beginning of the second line, we have the same rhythm, different notes, but same rhythm as you just played. Down, up, down, down. And then in the second measure of the second line, we have some moving 8th notes. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3. So make sure you're playing down, down, up, down, up, down. It may take a little practice to get the coordination of moving your fingers and playing down, up, but eventually it's just going to be second nature. Moving on, second to last measure of the second line, we have some skipping around. G, E, D, C, A. So we have 8th note at the end, 1, 2, 3, and then the beginning of the third line, back to C, A, C, 1, 2, and then we have 2 E 8th notes, 3 and 1. That's going to be down, up, down. And usually what I do here is I just play that E with my 2nd finger and then just collapse my knuckle to play the A. 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or down, up, down, down, down. One, 2, 3, 1, ready, play. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, play. Number 25, Hush Little Baby, is in 4/4 time. This one does have a repeat. At the very end, there's a backward repeat. There is no forward repeat. So if there's no forward repeat, that backward repeat takes you to the very beginning of the music, not the line that the repeat is on, but the beginning of the whole song. So at the beginning, we have 1, 2, and 3, 4, or down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Now, measure 2 going into measure 3, we have a D at the end of measure 2. We have a G at the beginning of measure 3. But then we go back to a D on beat 2 of measure 3. So you can keep your D down at the end of the second measure. So second measure, 1, 2, and now just keep that D down. And then you don't have to put your finger down again on that D because it's already there. Third measure, where we just are, we have 1, 2, and 3, 4. Make sure you are only playing alternate picking on the 8th notes. Make sure you're strumming downward on all of the other notes. Second line. And you can hold the D down here, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So sometimes 8th notes are grouped in sets of 2, sometimes they're beamed in sets of 4. In this case, we have a set of 4 8th notes. You count them the same, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Then you have a repeat sign, so you go back and do that all again. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, play. Your assignment is to practice the melodies on page 11. Always use alternate picking, down on the downbeats and up on the upbeats. And as I always say, make sure you work on keeping a steady beat by playing along with the video or play to a metronome so you can choose your own tempo. And don't forget to order your copy of Melody Guitar Book 2. You can watch all these videos for free, but it's going to be a lot easier to learn if you have your own copy of Melody Guitar 2 that you can read from and write in, so I'll leave a link for that in the description. Once you're comfortable with these melodies, I'll see you at the bottom of page 11. We have a new note, the 4th string D at the bottom of the staff.